Hey everybody, Adrian here, or you can call me Mario Archivaldo. So today we have a video. I know the last video I made was pretty depressing. I know, like, just kind of depressing and more of like me just kind of ranting about just things that are happening nowadays. So I thought I actually would start making videos about some things that happened in my past, like some story times. I thought that'd be really interesting because, I don't want to be one of the YouTubers that makes everything like so negative and, about life and about, stuff that's going on, right? I just want to share some stories. Let's share some stories. Let's kick back. Let's chill. Whatever you guys are doing, if you're just doing your homework or if you're well, whoever you are, if you're not doing anything, watch the video, enjoy, let's chill, you know what I mean? Okay. So this story is actually going to be about the time that I got arrested. I was never okay. So for the backstory of the story, right? I was never charged with anything, but this was definitely the first time I was thrown in the cuffs by cops the very first time. It was crazy. Okay. But I do want to clarify though, this isn't like the first time that I've ever had interactions with cops. I've had plenty interactions with cops before. This just so happened to be the time that I was actually, you know. Anyways, so the names I'm going to use for this video, honestly, I don't give a fuck because these people like they're not really in my life anymore. It's been enough time and I don't really feel like coming up with fake names. And I'm only going to use their first names, if they ever come across this video, which I highly doubt they will, but if you do, I'm talking about you guys. Okay, anyways, so this was the summer of 2019. At this time, I was getting done with sophomore year of high school, and this was the summer of sophomore year, going into junior year of high school. Now at this point, I'm a troublemaker, and I almost just swore. I caught myself. Haha. But this is the summer, right, of 2019. I'm a troublemaker. I did whatever I wanted. I was barely home. And at this time, I hung out with my very good friend Charles at that time. Me and him don't hang out anymore. Me and him haven't hung out in actually years. I don't know whatever happened to the guy. I saw him a few times after 2019, and he was just working at a local restaurant in town, and me and him really never spoke again. I know that he gotten onto some drugs or whatever, but I hope he's doing good now. So there's that for him. So me and Charles hung out a lot, this summer and everything like that. And these are one of the times that he wasn't with us. But I'll get into that. So on this faithful day, I was at my house chilling. And so I was talking to one of my friends named Jaden. Now, Jaden had been hanging out with two people that I knew very, very well. And one of those people I used to hang out with pretty frequently back in high school. So the names for these are going to be Dominic and Dusty. So Jaden, Dominic, and Dusty. So I'm texting Jaden on Snapchat. I believe it was Snapchat. And he had sent me videos of them being at this abandoned house in town. And they had sent me these videos of them breaking into this house or whatever like that, right? And they're upstairs and they had to supposedly stay the night at this house. Now, knowing them, I honestly buy it 100% because they filmed a lot of videos in this house. It's like this abandoned house in my hometown, right? And I believed it, right? I was like, oh shit, like that's cool, that's cool. So then Jaden asks me, he's like, do you want to tag along with us? It's me, Dominic, and Dusty. And you know what, this time, Dusty is kind of one of those people where he was just a kind of a big douchebag to everybody. But like to his close friends, like he was cool to his close friends, but he was just morally over, just kind of a dick, right? So I'm like, okay, like I'll join along, like whatever. I got nothing to do, right? And before all this happened, right? I got caught shoplifting before, I was caught, which, well, I'll make a video about that. I was caught smoking, caught at the park. So me and the police were pretty close buddies. So I get my shoes on, I throw on some shit, and I head out the door. And as I'm walking from my neighborhood, I come across Jade and Dusty and Dominic. Those three names put together in one sentence is super hard to like remember and like say. Anyways, so I meet up with the gang. So we meet up on the sidewalk and we start walking down the sidewalk to where this house is. Now, when we get to the house, I'm the first thing that I said was, well, "Hey, like I've seen this house before," and I'm asking like, "How did you guys get in?" And they're telling me like, "Oh, dude, like we snuck into like the back, right? Like we snuck into the back door and shit. Like we got in, right?" And then they're showing me videos, that Jaden showed me this, that morning, and they'd show me videos from the night prior when they were sleeping inside this house, and they were doing ghost hunting or whatever, like it like we were honestly just kind of the people that just go into like abandoned places and assume it's haunted. That's not every single place, but some places are. Majority, I'm gonna say majority are. And so we were walking up to this building, right? And we're really stupid, right? We're stupid teenagers, we're dumb and we didn't really know any better, we're teenagers. Everyone's gonna do, and there's a fly. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. Bad. Anyways, so we're in front of this house, right? And I noticed that there was a padlock on the front. So, I mean, yeah, they're going to break into the back. Well, I look across the street and I notice there's someone looking at us. And and this person gets on the phone immediately. And from my experience, when you're doing some really stupid, shady shit at night or day, whatever it is, if someone makes direct eye contact with you and they immediately get on the phone right after, they're calling 12. They're calling the cops, dog. They're calling the cops. So I alert to Jaden, Dustin, and Dominic. And I'm like, hey, dude, someone's calling the cops on us. Look. And I point over. And I know it's just so stupid at me. So I point over and they're all like, dude, we gotta go. We gotta go. So I remember I bolted down one street, right? And then all the rest of the three guys, Jaden, Dominic, and Dustin, we call him Dusty, but I'm calling him Dustin for this video. They run down a different road. So I run down this road that led me to like this neighborhood that was like back by, I don't know where it is. It's somewhere back, but the fucking fly. Get out of here, bro. And it led to like the water tower or some shit. So I loop back around and I end up getting back on the same street we were on, but then I cross the street and I get onto a different street that led to this bridge that was in my hometown that was known for graffitiing, was known for smoking whatever, smoking pot or smoking cigarettes. It's just a place where a lot of people hung out and they did some demon time shit, you know? So we get there, we're talking, we're like, yo, like, are the cops on the way, bro? Like, I don't think we should stick around, Not even 2 minutes, right, after we get here, two cops pull up. And these cops I knew very, very well from from previous contacts. I immediately look at them and I'm like, okay, we're done. So Dominic, we're all sitting up on this, up onto the bridge, and Dominic flips off the cop, and I'm like, oh shit, like you already can tell this isn't gonna be good, and especially knowing these two cops, yeah, it isn't gonna go good at all. So he gets out, and he's like, gentlemen, come here. So we get down, and cops like, all right, tell me your side of the story. What's going on? And then I'm just like, bro, I don't know. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. We're all being so dumb. We're all being so dumb. So we're sitting there, and the cops just like, what are you guys doing? And then the other cop, right? This cop knew me very, very well. He comes up to me. And on this day, this is like the funniest like description that my friends like always told me after I told the story. They're just like, dude, you had an umbrella with you with cactuses on it? Yes. I ended up taking my sister I took my sister's umbrella that had like cactuses all over it. Because it was raining that day. I forgot to add that in the beginning. It was raining that day, so that's why I had an umbrella with me. So I had an umbrella with me. And at this point, I like tie it up, I fold it back up, and I just have it in my hand, right? And this cop immediately was already like, okay, like, we're not going to do this today. Like, I already dealt with you before. Like, we're not doing this again. He's just getting very, very upset at me. And I remember I'm just kind of like just saying what the fuck ever, just being like, I don't care, just not really respecting the authority. I still kind of don't respect authority, but I mean, we're older now, we're wiser, we're better. So, so I'm walking away from these cops, and I remember everybody else was sitting up against the cop cars. And the two cops are like, what's in your pocket? Because at this point, I had both my hands, no, so I had the umbrella in my right hand, and I had my left hand in my sweatshirt pocket. Anybody? Okay. Whenever you're dealing with cops, you never want to like keep putting your hands in your pocket and dig around because you're just asking to get shot at that point. I'm not even exaggerating. Like, no, they take that shit serious. It's like officer safety shit, right? Like it's very common now that like they always tell you to keep your hands visible and everything. Like it's procedure. It's like officer safety shit. I get it, but my man's, I don't have anything on me. It was only my phone that was in my pocket. Me being very defiant, I'm like, no, I'm not gonna take my hand out of my pocket. Like because at this point he's like, take your hand out of your pocket. What's in your pocket? And then he starts coming towards me, and I'm backing up. Excuse me, I keep getting the burps. So I don't know how this all like it happens so fast, right? I back up and I'm like, bro, don't touch me, right? I go like this, like I swipe his hand away. He like spins me around like I'm a princess or some shit, and he cuffs me. And this fucker throws me on the cop car, right? He like shoves me against the cop car. And I'm just like, oh God, like, and everyone's like, damn, bro, what are you doing, man? Like, they're all laughing and shit like that. I admittedly now, it was funny. So then I'm getting arrested at this point. I'm cuffed up. They're searching my pockets, and I remember my phone got left out. And remember earlier I mentioned that it was raining that same day. My phone was being exposed to the rain at this point. They didn't give a shit. They never put the phone back in my pocket. They never put it inside one of the cars. They never put it inside of a bag, right? They just left it on the car. And I remember after everybody's being dealt with and I'm in cuffs, I get put in back of one of the cop cars with the cop that knew me very well. So it was just me and him. And then the other guys are in the other cop car with the other cop. At this point, I'm sitting in this cop car. It's super uncomfortable. The cops are fucking my wrists up. And they're running us for warrants. They all do, all four of us. He's calling over the radio if we had any warrants. Of course, we didn't have any warrants, so we go off to the police station. So when we get there, or as we're almost like getting to the police station, I remember the cop calls my mom. And boys, ladies and gentlemen, my mom got very pissed after this because there was always cops calling her phone. Whenever I got in trouble, they always called her immediately because I was a juvenile. And they're like, yep, like your son's in cuffs. He's in the back of the cop car. I need someone to come pick him up. And I can just hear, like my mom got woken up, right? Because she worked a lot back then. So she was pissed, bro. She was mad as fuck. So they park, they get me out, and they take the cuffs off me because he knew that the cuffs were hurting my wrists. Like there was like the marks from where the cuff, and like it fucking hurt. Okay, it sucked. So they take us all four to this one little small room in this police station. And I remember one of the cops was like, who are we going to call? Are we going to call grandpa or whatever? They're just trying to get everybody to call their parents because they don't want us there. And I remember one of the cops asking me, like, did you call somebody? I'm like, well, yeah, like the one cop called my mom, somebody's coming to get me. And then, like, I don't remember what I said that led up to this, but this shit's crazy, right? I remember this coming out of the cop's mouth. I don't know what I said. I'm not going to think of what I said, but I have a good idea, like, I must have said some dumb shit. And this cop says, oh, we have Mr. Rights over here. That is what this guy says to me. He's like, we have Mr. Rights over here. And I'm just like, bro, what? What are you talking about, bro? So like, I'm just sitting there like, dude, what the hell? Like, I'm just so confused, right? And it definitely must have been something I said that I can't remember right now. Because, like, I was a smart ass back then, I'm not going to lie, I was a smart ass. So, anyways, my dad shows up, my stepdad, he shows up. So the cop leads me out, he takes me to the front and he takes me out and then my dad's waiting there, my stepdad. And basically the cop's just like, yeah, he keeps getting in trouble. Like one of these days, I'm going to make sure he gets locked up. Like this cop was an absolute douche, okay? Like these cops in the small town, like they're usually not very nice, okay? Like my experience, usually like bigger cities like have more cops and they're usually nicer, okay? Not in this case though. Not in this case though. With the small cops, no. Small town cops, they suck. Okay, they suck. Anyways, so he brings me out and he starts lecturing me in front of my dad, right? Like he's lecturing me hard. He's just like, oh, like you keep doing dumb shit, and that's how he said it, right? Like this guy didn't care that he swore when he was on duty, right? He just did not care. He's like, you're always doing dumb shit. I keep catching you every time. You're not good at this stuff, man. And it kind of reminds me of this one episode of Live PD I watched where, like, this guy was tweaking out really bad and he got caught. And the cop's just like, dude, you're not good at this crime shit. Like, just stop. We catch you every time. And that's basically what this cop said to me. And I just remember he's like, and I was looking down the whole time. Looking down the whole time, right? Because, like, I'm ashamed. I'm not happy. Cops are in my face and my stepdad's there. Now I have to explain what I did. You know what I mean? So at this point, I'm just like, I'm sorry, man. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I was just like, I don't know what to tell you. Like I got caught. Like I'm not getting charged, thank God. And then the cops was like, "You're gonna end up in jail, whatever." Like big boo. Like cool shit. I don't give a fuck. Haven't been to jail yet. I don't know what that experience is like, but I hope my butthole doesn't get ripped into 7 pieces. But anyways, I think that's more prison, but I don't know. So, the cops just like, well, what do you want to do with your life? See, this is one of the last questions he asked me before I go off, right? And and I remember he's just like, what do you want to do? And like I just came up with like the most bullshit answer ever. I'm like, dude, I want to be a mechanic. I want to be a mechanic. And then like I told him, I was like, yo, I thought about being a police officer too. And he's just like, that isn't the way to do it, mister. This isn't the way to do it. Yeah, I'm like, the way this cop would talk to me, like it was just so weird every single time. Like it was intimidating, but it was super fucking weird too. I don't know how to explain it, but it was weird. So then after this cop gives me a lecture, I pretty much, I leave with my stepdad, and he's just like, Mister, we're gonna keep you on the radar, like the cop said that, keep you on the radar. We're gonna be watching you, Mister. Stay out of trouble, just dumb shit, like shit I don't really care about. And so I leave, and then I go home, and then my mom's just sitting there, and she's just like, boy, I'm gonna whoop your ass. And I go to my room, and I don't think this time my phone got taken from me. I don't think it did. I think I still kept my phone. And I remember, like, I know that school started in, like, I think a week or two. So, like, it was just like, oh, great. Nice way to end off the summer, right? Like, with the cops and everything like that. And I remember in one of the classes, I tell the whole class, right? I'm like, yo, this summer, I got arrested. Big flex. Anyways, that is the story for today. I hope you guys like this. I know it's something different. I just, like I see other YouTubers do it too. Like it's really cool. Like I just like, I think it's like things that like if you're comfortable enough to be on camera and like tell like some of your stories, some people get a laugh out of it. And some people can relate. So go ahead, drop a like if you want, subscribe if you want. I like making videos. I can do something with my day that's like I think productive, and I really want to give this YouTube really a shot. I definitely want to be somewhere in the next couple of years, 5 years, whatever it is. All right, guys, thank you, and I'll see you later. Adios.